Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, first off, I'd like to thank Mr. Randy Richard for his plug on his channel last week. Well, last week I should say, today's the 12th of January. But I'd just like to thank him for the plug and all his subscribers that came over and subbed my channel. I appreciate it. It really helped and kind of motivated me to try to get more content, better content. So I'm do my best to try to do. If I can get one out a week, that'd be awesome. If I can do 3 a month, that sounds more feasible with my work and other things I got going on. So yeah, again, thank you. It really helps. I mean, just seeing the subs just pop up for that first 3 hours. I picked up 60 new subscribers. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But hey, on to the show. It's 1 3/8 by 3 by 16. Lengthways, the Allures holder is just a little bit longer than the 3. It's this bar is going to be like around 20 thousandths short. So I'm not going to do any machining on the side. I'll let the grinder do that. And because I actually kind of wishing it was like 3 1/4, 3 3/8, because I like the Dorian holders better because they're longer, so you can get a little more stick out on your tool. See, I have some of those too. So this is a Dorian, and you can see how much longer. It's 1/4 inch longer. They're both BXA. There's it's a D30 BXA 2, and this is just BXA 1. But yeah, I like these better than the Allures, because all the ones I've made in the past are this length or a little longer, just so I get my tool out a little more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little shaper work. I've already indicated this, set this in my vise in the shaper. This side, it's high. I imagine when we got this in our shop, it was probably in a 25-foot piece or something, and they carried it with the overhead crane and it put a bow in it. So my indicator, when I had it indicated, just checking it, I'm 0 0, and I'm about 2 1/2, 3 thousandths high in the center of it. So I decided, well, maybe I'll flip it over, and you flip it over and it bellies. So it's higher this side, lower this side. It's out the thickness of a sheet of paper. So I'm going to basically touch off, run down 5, and then I'm going to shape this side off. Then I'm going to flip it, and then I'm probably going to wind up taking another 20 thousandths or so off, because I want to grind them. So I'm going to get it down to size. I couldn't find any of my parallels that I had. I couldn't find anything to get it up out of my vise so I could do the machining. And I made these 1 2 3 blocks. They haven't been hardened or anything yet, but I did grind them, and I'm just careful with them, what I use them for. Basically, I'm using them for parallels. But I just put them back on the grinder a little while ago and took a few tenths off of them. Cleaned up this side, and then I stoned everywhere else, and I mean, they're razor blades. But that's what I'm using for my parallels to set these on, set this piece on. And I've already put my my tool in the grinder, and I've already cleaned up the edge, and because I put that in my grinder on a well, let me get it. I got a plate that I put it on. It's just all guesswork. I'm not using any gauge blocks or anything to do it. You know, I basically set this on there, and I had this parallel. I turn it this. It's an inch this way, or 3/4 that way, an inch this way. Put it on the 3/4 side. Then I angle this. I have it set like that for the direction. Yeah. I guess I can kind of go by that, but you know, then I just angle it and I clamp it on, and then I just grind that surface off, because it'd be in there like that. Just grind it off, then I stone the edge, and it's a razor blade. Take your skin off. So be a nice rougher. You could do 30,000-40,000 step overs with this, and if you get a really nice edge, you can go down to the 10,000 step overs for cleanups. And it's not quite finish quality, but it does really nice job. So I kind of stick with that. And you got to see the other side. That's, you know, that's like key slotting and stuff like that. I've been messing with that a little bit. Haven't had any luck with it yet. Like, I got a little bit of play in the ram, so it's kind of hard to do a small keyway. But anyway, well, we'll get set up over here on the shaper and knock these two sides out. Get these little parallels back in here. Now when I dial all this in, trying to chase a thousandths on a shaper, I don't know if Steve Summers can do it, but I don't know. It's tough for me. By the time you loosen all the stuff down here, turn the dial, twist that, and then you tighten it all up. As soon as you take it loose, it moves probably 15 thousandths, and then you got to move it a little bit. It takes forever. I have it set where it's about a thousandths out in the 16 inches. So I'm not going to try to chase that. So I got this little tiny, because it's low in the center on here too. So I got 3.5 thousandths piece of paper that it sets on. And if it indicates back in, and these sides aren't perfect, so I'm going to use, I got a copper wire I'm going to put in here and push up against the fixed jaw. Trying to get that wire in there is kind of a pain. And keep it down low enough. Takes your fingernail off. school. Fire up the noisemaker. I better make sure it doesn't fall off. I'm just using a thousandths indicator. I mean, because I'm still going to grind them. So those tenths indicator make it look worse than what it really is. Yeah, I'm a half thousandths high back here now. Hate chasing that thousandths. I know, because I had it right dead on. So I know it's in there somewhere. Maybe it's just a piece of something sitting on the parallel. It's showing it's got to go up. Set this as my 0. Holy crap. There it is. Half thousandths, and I got over 100 thousandths between two sides to take off, 120 some thousandths. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuss for what, it's just an indicator, you know, a tool holder. It's gonna be kind of hard to see. Zero, back to 0. There in the middle, it's 2,000 high. Looks good to me. Okay, now, I'm sure you've seen Steve do this 100 times, but I need to set my motion. I know that's 16 inches long, so we'll set it to 17 here. 17 inches travel. I'm already touching here in the center. So I just scraped it from here to here. There's a full cut right there. So I'll zero that out. Back here out the way. And I'll run down. I got over 100 to take off, so let's go 25 thousandths. Lock that. That's the biggest thing I forgot. I didn't lock this once. There's enough play. There's 2 thousandths of play in there if you don't lock it. Everything tight, tight. Cable's tight. Should just be. I see everybody using this CRC cutting fluid. I just saw video this morning. I mean, I use stuff like this all the time on other things because I have a Milwaukee 10 gauge nibbler, and I use a silver streak pencil and just spray this on the line and then cut. It really saves that expensive tool. And punch and die and those things are expensive. Thousandths cut, 10,000 step, and 29 strokes a minute. I think I can actually speed that up probably. It'll probably come out cleaner. These things like speed. So I need to go to the A range. Down to 44 strokes a minute. Put it back in neutral. Pressure's floating around 35 to 45 psi. And I'm watching it, it's actually going fast enough. I don't like it clapping that hard, but I can see it landing back here when it stops. It's actually staying in the air and then clapping down as it starts to go back. So it's not hitting the work. That's a pretty nice finish. Yeah. Grinder would clean that up real nice. Kind of a little gnarly spot right here, but I think that'll work. Good enough for what it's going to be. Well, I'll get my mess here on the floor cleaned up, get this thing flipped over. Let's just go. Yeah. 75 thousandths, 10,000 step over. I love smoking up the shop. Oh, it's ripping off some really nice chips. As soon as they cool down, they're all gold and purple and blue. Look like big noodles. Make pasta salad out of them. Chips are kind of big. I hear them hitting the floor like they're sheet metal. Like dropping a spring, what they sound like hitting the floor. You playing in the snow, buddy? Yeah.